Today I wanted to talk some more about the Big Bang's false claim that our galaxy is oldest. And you won't hear astrophysicists bragging about this and saying, oh, isn't it so wonderful we live in the oldest galaxy in the universe? But probably because they're embarrassed. But it's the truth based on what their age estimates are, that at least the Milky Way is as old as possible, because the Big Bang is said to be 13.7 billion years old, perhaps 13.75 or 13.8 if you stretch it, but somewhere in that time frame. And then the Milky Way is estimated to be, in the latest estimates, 13.6 plus or minus 0.8 billion years. And then the astrophysicists have also said that the earliest galaxies formed at the earliest 200 million years after the Big Bang. Well, if you add that all up, that doesn't even really add up. You have to kind of fudge the age of the Big Bang universe upward and take the downward estimate of the Milky Way and take the minimum estimate of this 200 million year starting point just to try to fudge it to make it sort of fit. So even there, just for the age of the universe, of our universe, the Milky Way, you can tell that the astrophysicists are fudging the numbers to try to make them fit. As I mentioned in a previous video, there's Methuselah's star, which is 14.5 million years old. Some estimates of stars within the Milky Way have been as high as 18 billion years. They fudged them downward just to try to fit within this 13.5 or 6 time frame. And so they typically say the oldest stars in our universe are 13.5 billion years old. So the bottom line is our galaxy is old as is possible in the Big Bang model. And there are probably some other galaxies in our local cluster that are just as old. And so we may not be the oldest by 10,000 years or something, but we're the oldest, as old as you can get. So there are a lot of problems. And to begin with, there are 200 billion to 2 trillion stars in the visible universe, it's been estimated. And it may be at the upper side of that, because every time we look at the Hubble Deep Field and look at a black area of space, we find more galaxies. So there are a lot of galaxies there. And so they're making the assumption that our galaxy just happens to be the oldest one in the entire universe out of 2 trillion galaxies. What are the odds of that? Well, the odds are really tiny. So tiny that they should never even say that. It's unscientific to assume that our galaxy really is the oldest galaxy in the universe, or even the oldest out of a handful of galaxies, all within 10,000 years or so. So what would be scientific if we said our galaxy is probably average for a spiral galaxy of this type? That is what a true scientist would say. They would say we're average. But when you say we're average, say we're average overall of all galaxy types, then that means that half the galaxies in the visible universe are older than the Big Bang model. Oops. Astrophysicists don't want to come to that conclusion, because then they have to give up on the Big Bang model. Hint, hint, they should, and this is only one of dozens of reasons why they should. Now, there are some ways that we might be able to see how galaxies are older. We could go by diameter, go by size. We could go by number of stars. We could go by the size of the galactic bulge in spiral galaxies especially. The bigger bulge, the older it is. We could go by estimates of the size of the ultramassive black hole or supermassive black hole at the center. And once again, they estimate that the size of the bulge and the size of the black hole are probably correlate. So all these things indicate that there's a range of age, particularly among spiral galaxies, given that information. And then we also have estimates that some galaxies have been in more collisions than others. And of course that's dependent somewhat on the size of their cluster or supercluster, how many galaxies are there locally to begin with. But overall, if a galaxy has experienced more collisions, then it's probably older. So those are just a few ways that we could attempt to come up with an age hierarchy of galaxies, saying these are the youngest, these are the middle, these are the oldest, and catalog it, and try to catalog it independently of the preconceptions built into the Big Bang time limits. But there isn't a catalog like that no one has done an honest assessment of the ages of the galaxies, not that I'm aware of. And so we're stuck. And so what they do instead, if you look up the oldest galaxy in the universe, they have the one that's the most redshift. They come up with a galaxy that's been resolved as a single galaxy with redshift z equals 11. And then they say, oh, this is the oldest galaxy in the universe. No, it's not. Actually, their estimate says the Milky Way is. Because even then they say we're looking at a galaxy perhaps 400 million years after the Big Bang. But that doesn't make it the oldest. There could be plenty of galaxies that are older. Age actually has nothing to do with redshift, and vice versa. So whenever you see that list where they say, oh, these are the oldest galaxies, and it's the most redshifted one there, it's nonsense. It's not even logical. I don't even know why they're doing that. Probably to hide the fact that they're using the Milky Way as the oldest galaxy, and they're embarrassed because it's unscientific. And out of all the reasons why the Big Bang is unscientific, this is one of the minor ones. But I wanted to discuss it anyway, put it out there for people that are interested in being true scientists and true to the scientific method. They know that this is not a good way to do science. So I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you do, please like it, share it with your physicist friends, and subscribe for more of my videos. And I do have books for sale on quantum field theory and also on particle theory. And as I mentioned in a previous video, I haven't done a cosmology book because I don't know where the particles come from. When I understand how protons and electrons are made without any matter, then we will have the basis for cosmology. And before that, we're just guessing. And astrophysicists today, especially Big Bang theorists, they're just guessing. So thanks for watching.